you, like, what made you want to become a VTuber? Because I know why I wanted to become a VTuber, and that's the creative, artistic side of it, that I get to express my artistic side more in a new medium, which was very new at the time. But yeah, I wanted to ask you.
I think this is like pulling back the curtain quite a bit,
Mm.
but I will talk about it. Um, I had known about VTubers for a really long time because I was into Kizuna AI and a
Mm.
little bit had right? So like I knew what this was, right? And
Yeah.
then I was watching a lot of Twitch stuff like that, and so for anybody that doesn't know, I had been the woman whose body I inhabit, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our memories melt together, but she quit content
Mm.
right as COVID was starting. And it was one of those places in her life where she was like, this is it. Like, I have done this for so many years. It's just not going to go where I want it to be because
Mm.
the people that are going popular, it was kind of like Fortnite and Overwatch and like League. And that's just not what I was doing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was like, this is it. I'm done. I'm gonna start looking for a job. And it's not that when I say a job, it's still a job in the industry. It's still like managing talent or something. Like it's fine. But I always thought this idea of like just streaming whatever you want, having your own like universe, like kind of, playing like what is it called? Having skits and stuff and
Yeah.
then during COVID was kind of when there was a big boom of VTubers as well on Twitch. And I do say on Twitch
Yes.
because that's when like I had found Mouse and Zen and I've talked about it a little bit on stream, but before my first VTuber model came out, Zen was on like I kind of gave a list of like inspirations. Some of them were
Mm.
like girls suits and and one of them was like Zen's really, really old model
Yes, that's
where
right.
she had the long red hair and the suit.
Yep.
But yeah, it was just something that it felt like for the first time in a long time, there was something. And I got into it before it got like really trendy. But I had a feeling like I kind of, I've been around enough trends where I knew that this was going to get at least like
Mm-hmm.
popular, more popular. But it was just so exciting that for once there was a trend, quote unquote, that fit my likes and dislikes, right? Like it
Yeah.
fit what I loved. It fit like my desire for theater. It fit and it just kind of gave me another chance, I felt
Mm-hmm.
like. And so I gave myself another shot and I came back. I don't know, like I think I can say this, right? Because in vshojo I can do anything I want. But
Yeah.
the day that I became a VTuber, I posted a TikTok and I woke up to 25K on TikTok, which back then was crazy. Like my
Yeah.
first TikTok went viral. And like everything I did just felt right and it felt so fun and it felt so freeing and like I just haven't looked back since. It
Mm-hmm.
truly feels like I've just been giving a chance at like and the best part is everything I've done, I just feel like it was all prep for this and it just I feel like I've learned a lot and I've done so much. And I know right now 25K on TikTok sounds like nothing, but like
It is a lot back
it
then.
is a lot. Like if you're thinking like COVID times, like waking
Yeah.
up to 25K on a platform was insane,
Yeah.
especially as like a baby streamer.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, I loved content forever and I loved streaming forever, and I thought that I was at the end of my road with streaming,
Mm.
and then yeah, like this happened, and I thought, wow. And then when I watched like Hollow End come up, I thought I want to experience,
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood because this seems like a dream. And I don't know how much more I should say because I think, it might be getting into dangerous territory, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just saw VTubing as like, I've seen so many quote unquote trends happen, so many things become popular. And every time I was thinking, like, do I want to just fit myself into this mold that's not me? Do I want to just do this thing just for popularity? Like, it was never a fit, it was never what I wanted. And then this happened, and I was like, wow, like, this is like it
What you
feels
wanna
like it was
do?
just made like how do
Yeah.
you explain to somebody that this is like it's so on the ball of what you love.
Yeah.
um
And you're such a creative person too. Like you
you-
have so many ideas and you have so much to offer for this kind of like workspace.
and you know what's funny, when I first did it, a lot of people who were my pals
Mm.
made fun of it.
Mm.
And now today I'm seeing later those same people are getting their first VTuber model. I'm like,
I
you
see
piece
that
of
too.
shit.
I see
You
that
piece of
too.
shit. Like, I see it. The
I've
amount of
seen it.
people, like, I had the meet and greet right at TwitchCon, and so many people came
Yeah.
up to me being like, I knew you'd always have it in you. I'm like, no, you didn't. You made fun of me to everybody
Yeah.
you knew because you thought this was niche and cringe and weird. Fuck you.
I do want
You
to
know?
say though,
Sorry for my language. I'm like getting so heated about this.
I want to add though to make light of the what you're
Hmm.
saying is that speaking of like meet and greets, there have been a lot of people who came up to me and showed me the models and been like, I became a VTuber because of you, and that list makes
Yeah,
me so happy because like
right?
being able
On the
to
positive
be
side.
yeah, being able to be in a position where you can actually inspire someone enough to make them want to do something that you do is just one of the best feelings in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And again, I do want to say, like, clearly, like, where I was coming from is a very different place. I was kind of shamed by other content creators
Mm,
for
yeah, it was
doing this.
very, very,
It was like,
very
do
new.
you remember what it was like a few years
I
ago where people were
do.
like, "Tubers,
Yeah,
they're
people
so
thought it
weird."
was so alien to the point where they would
Yeah.
just think that you were like not human for some reason. I don't know
Mhm.
why. Like they would not treat you like a human. It was weird.
I feel like, yeah, VTubing was just, and I know everybody gets criticism in their career. I think
Mm,
it's normal, and some stuff that like really broke my heart at times was just hearing people be like, oh, she doesn't care about the medium or she doesn't care about this. And it's like, I can never show people how much I care about the
yeah.
medium, how much I care about the industry, how much I care about it all.
Mm,
People are always going to make their own assumptions. All I
yeah.
can really do is like keep my head down and do what I do.
Yeah.
Um, but even if like, I don't know, I started to think like, if my favorite band makes a fourth album and you get into them,
Mm-hmm.
are you a poser for getting into them? Or am I happy that my favorite band is selling out shows that I can't go to anymore because I'm too busy,
Yeah,
right? Like,
that's a good way of looking at it.
but yeah, sorry, you like, I guess I got really comfortable in today's conversation. Then you said that to me, and I was like, wait, I can actually be honest and raw and real about this kind of stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
I was gonna say
Um,
it too. Like, my first EN exposure to VTubers were Zen and Mouse, which is crazy because we're in the same like place that they are in, and it's
isn't
just
that crazy?
I know it's so crazy. It's just I want to keep saying crazy, but yeah, it's just
It is.
I remember finding Zen and Mouse playing The Forest on Twitch. I just remember it so clearly because I was just like amazed that I remember Zen was typing in everything she wanted to say on a notepad, and I was like, this person is so interesting, and she has such a cool
Yeah.
character design. But yeah, it's just I remember because the technology was not even advanced at that time, and I remember thinking, how the
I
hell do
used
these people
space
have
rig at
like
the start.
yeah, I
It
remember
was that
thinking,
great.
how the hell do these people even have like a cool ass character on this stream to begin with? And I actually made my own um, model. People say that because when I became a VTuber, when I debuted with vshojo, I actually just happened to debut around the same time that Hollow EN debuted. And that's just so unfortunate for me because a lot of people assumed I was bandwagoning at the time, and one,
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in bandwagoning, and two,
No, yeah.
I actually made my own model, which doesn't look anything like
People
the one I
don't
went
know
with.
how long it takes for you to make a
Yeah,
model,
not only do
right?
they not
Yeah.
know how long it takes, it took me months. I was even streaming the design process of my first VTuber, but even before that, I had learned how to use Live 2D, and I made my
Wow.
own model, and it had pink hair, it had apricots in the hair, it had yellow eyes. It looked nothing like the design I ended up going with, but I still was interested in being a VTuber. But it was just, bad timing. I actually became a VTuber when EN Hello came out, and people just thought I
Yeah.
was jumping on some kind of bandwagon. Also, there's no such thing as
It's been that time.
bandwagoning.
I
People
agree. I
find
agree.
interests when they
Yeah,
find interests. It
yeah, yeah.
just because a lot of people find interests at the same time doesn't mean that
Yeah.
it's
It
a
means your thing's
bandwagon.
getting popular. Good
Yeah,
job.
yeah.
It's I've learned that I've had that experience happen to me, right? And then I kind of came into this medium and like, yeah, maybe I wasn't like as much of a weeb as some other folks
Hmm.
because I'm kind of an older weeb and I was more into like the J rock side and the J pop side of stuff,
Hmm.
right? And like visual K side. And then just seeing how like some people that came in a little after me who very much like came in for it being a trend, which
Mm-hmm.
there's no in that.
There's no such thing
And
as like,
absolutely got no hate. And I was like,
yeah, they've
oh, I
obviously
think
found an
I
interest
got
in it.
lucky. You know how sometimes you're at the right place at the right time?
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Hmm.